Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fifth episode of the Cookie Jar, where we are going to be discussing the topic of polyamory. So, today I'm going to be sitting down with a person who is redefining what love and relationships could look like in ways that challenge everything we've been taught to believe. We're diving headfirst into the world of polyamory, a relationship style built on trust, communication, and idea that love isn't just one straight shot. What is it like to love multiple people openly and honestly? How do they deal with the jealousy, societal judgment, and the dynamics of juggling more than one relationship? Well, get ready because we're about to explore the world of polyamory. So let's go ahead and introduce our guests.
Hi. My name is Mel, but my handle here, as you guys know me, is Miss Slayer, xMissSlayerx, I think what it was. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Kind of miffed that a little bit too hard.
You're doing great. So, what is your pronouns and your age?
So my pronouns are she, her, and I am 26 years old.
Beautiful. And what is your experience on this topic?
So I've done extensive research on poly for about a year, like dedicated, but I've known about poly for a couple years now. So like intermediate, I would say.
Oh my goodness. Hopefully, you guys are excited because this is a really fun topic to discuss, and I cannot wait to hear all these amazing answers we're about to get. So, let's jump right into it, the introduction to it all. So, what is polyamory to those who don't know what it is?
So polyamory is a lifestyle kind of relationship dynamic that involves multiple partners. So, for example, let's say you have a person that you are dating, but you are also dating another person. It could be that you have a boyfriend, and then you also have a girlfriend, and your boyfriend has a girlfriend. So, multiple partners. I guess
Yeah.
that's the basic that we can like go about.
So, what attracted you to this lifestyle, and how did you first learn about it?
So, I first learned about polyamory, I guess a couple of years ago. Funny enough, through BuzzFeed, because they do like
Oh,
different they do kind of different like interviews with people, and so like the first time I ever heard the term polyamory was through that. And then you also have like a bunch of media talking about it, mostly joking about it. So that was my first introduction. Um, just let me see. Hold on. Fucking, I had a whole thing here.
take your time.
uh, what attracted me to this lifestyle was mostly that. So I like the idea of having multiple partners, but I also like the idea of like kind of like a free love type of thing. I don't know. Like it's really weird to say like, oh, what attracted to me? Like I can date multiple people. It's just different dynamics, different people, like getting to know them, stuff like that.
So basically, like getting to learn about other people is what was like almost like the main attraction.
Yes. So my main attraction about it is getting to know people on a romantic level with multiple people, and like getting to know them more on like a metaphysical level. Like, oh.
She's so cute. So, what does it mean to you, polyamory, and how does it differ from like non monogamous structures like open relationships or polygamy?
So, polygamy is married to multiple people. Polygamy is very illegal in the United States. So, polyamory is not illegal. Open relationships are more on a physical level, I guess you can say. So, like, you can make relationships with your other partners in an open one, but it doesn't really go too much deeper than maybe like a friends with benefits thing, right? So like
Mhm.
your partner sleeps with other people, you sleep with other people, and then like that's about it. When it comes to polyamory, you're not only just sleeping with this person, you're also dating this person. You're getting to know them better in that sense of the term. Like there's a commitment to that other person. It's not just like, hey, we're gonna meet on Tuesday and boink, and then like then yeah, but like I'll pencil you in, like stuff like that. Like it's more nuanced.
So it's basically like it's a lot more romantic in a sense rather than like booty calls on like Tuesday,
Pretty
Wednesdays.
much. There's more romance to being polyamorous than there is to where you're doing non-monogamy, ethical non-monogamy. Because if it's like non-monogamy, then you're just cheating. So
And that's where it becomes a little bit problematic.
yeah, you know what I mean.
No, I definitely get it. So kind of like building off that question, actually. So there's like open relationships in polyamory. How does that work? How does that differ from like a normal like open relationship?
So I guess it goes back to the whole thing where in polyamory you date other people, right? So like you're not just sleeping with a person, you're developing a relationship with them. Open relationship polyamory is that you get both options where you can just sleep with someone and also be in a relationship with another person if it's not the same person you're sleeping with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like there are dynamics where it's like, oh, like I have two boyfriends and friends with benefits. That would be more like open relationship polyamory. Polyamory, if you're fucking them, you're dating them. You're not just boinking them.
Yeah. I love the boyking term. I love that.
You know?
Yeah. No, that actually makes a lot more sense. So actually we spoke a little bit about like the modern society about polyamory. Do you think in your view how has modern society shaped the visibility and like in the acceptance of it?
I wouldn't say that we are completely accepted by the society yet. Like at least society as a norm. Polyamory relationships are still very taboo, if not like kinda out there. How it's shaped it, I guess we're more recognized. People don't just like be like, oh, polyamory nowadays. They're more like polyamory type of notion is like, okay, let's switch the subject.
There definitely is more like shifty eyes. It's just like, okay, sure.
Like, okay, whatever you say, Richard, it's fine.
So how long actually have you been practicing polyamory? And when did you first realize this like was for you, this structure?
So was I've been practicing polyamory like for a year now. When did I find out that I was polyamorous? Probably a couple of years ago. I just never practiced it because I was still also kind of like in a shame type of notion when it comes to polyamory in general. I grew up monogamous my entire life. Most of my relationships are monogamous. So, like, I always thought, oh, I'm just gonna be monogamous forever. It's fine. But, like, I started doing more research on polyamory and my relationship was struggling a lot. And I thought I was trying to figure out a reason why. And so I was like, oh, maybe I might want to practice polyamory, because it's not like, oh, I figured out I was polyamorous, like a sexuality. Like polyamory is not a sexual orientation; it is a lifestyle. I was like, I can potentially see my partner dating other people, and I could also date other people. I think that would be really fucking cool. But my partner at the time was like, no. And I'm like, okay, you know what? That's fine with me. Like, stupid notion. It is what it is, I guess. But then after that, I was like, okay, maybe like with my current partner, he was like, "Hey, I'm poly," and I'm like, "Really? That'd be so sick. Like, can we?" You know? And then they did it, and like now we've been together for a year, and it's been pretty freaking sweet in my opinion.
It's been working out just fine for you.
Yeah.
So you're definitely a lot happier being a poly structure more than monogamous.
I honestly do. I like the freedom that poly gives me. I like the freedom of being who I am. It definitely makes me a lot happier.
You know,
And
and
it makes
that's all
my
that
partner happy
matters.
too.
Exactly.
Exactly.
If both partners are happy about it, then that's all that matters. You guys love in your own way.
Exactly.
So, what has your journey been so far? Like, was there like any defining moments in your experience?
Defining moments in my experience. Probably, I can't name any from the top of my head. There have definitely been, like, in my studies when it comes to polyamory, there have been a lot of aha moments. It's definitely shaped kind of like the way that I think about things and relationship structures. So I think those are the most, like, I guess, exciting moments or like stories. It's kind of like in my research, like in the dating scene, not really. I take things very slow at the beginning because I try to, like, I don't throw myself into things. So as of yet, to be announced. To be announced.
So definitely, are you guys like still looking for partners at the moment, or you guys like
Yeah.
how's it going?
Yes and no. So like, me and my partner, we kind of go with the flow. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We're not actively seeking, but at the same time, we're actively seeking. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, hey, if I end up finding someone attractive, I'm like, and I talk to them about it. And if he starts finding someone attractive, they talk to me about it, and we're like, but as of right now, nothing's really like piqued our interest. So,
So definitely, you guys are like each other's like hype men. It's just like, all right, like you guys are like gossiping about it.
Yeah, we hype each other. We talk about the, like, if I'm like talking to a dude, I'm like, oh my god, this guy said this, and they're like, oh my god, really, queen, tell him this, and I'm like, oh my god, yes, I should totally tell him that. You know what I mean?
It's kind of adorable. You guys get to like go back to talk to each other. It's like, oh my god, can you believe this happened?
Yeah, my partner is not only my boyfriend, my husband, but he's also my best friend. So like, why? It's kind of like when you go to your best friend and you're like, bitch, you know who I just like started talking to? And they're like, oh my god, who? It's like, this guy. And I'm like, oh my god, really? Like, how big is he? And I'm like, I don't know yet. We're gonna find out.
I love that for you. I love that for both of you. Now, there's actually a very common thing that comes up in poly is jealousy. How do you handle the jealousy, and do you even get jealous in the first place?
So a lot of people that don't understand, like, are either first getting into polyamory or don't understand polyamory will be like, well, if you're polyamorous, you can't get jealous. That's a lie. That's a huge misconception when it comes to polyamory. Naturally, we are jealous creatures. We're always going to be jealous. Like, there are things that you can't control, and jealousy is definitely one of them. What I do personally when it comes to my jealousy, because yes, I have experienced jealousy being in my polyamorous relationship, as well as monogamous ones. Like, it's universal. I ask myself the why. Like, I do the why ritual with me. What's the why ritual? I ask myself, why am I jealous? And then once I come up with that answer, I ask myself, why this? And then when I come up with that answer, I say, why this? And when I come up with that answer, I say, why that? Until I boil it down to the bare atoms of what the problem is. And by that point, I'm like, why the fuck am I jealous? Like, that's so weird. Like, I understand why I'm jealous, and then I really like try to rationalize it. I'm like, why? But ultimately, like, if I can't get down to like the point and then I talk to my partner about it, and I'm like, hey, I'm jealous. Talk to me. And I get reassurance from my partner. And that's how I deal with jealousy for the most part. Reassurance helps, and also really asking yourself why you're jealous in the first place.
It's definitely like a normal feeling to experience then, because
Oh, yeah.
like as you said, has people thrown that your way? It's just like, oh, you're not allowed to be jealous though, because you're in a poly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 100%. My friends who know that I'm polyamorous, sometimes I'll vent to them and I'm like, I'm jealous. And they'll be like, you kind of signed up for this, sweetheart. And I'm like, that's definitely not what I want to hear. You reassure me. It's like, yeah, you're jealous. It's like, yeah. Um, so the whole thing is that there are polyamorous relationships and people that don't experience jealousy. And for them,
Good on
I
them.
wish that was me. That was me. Their life must be fucking fantastic, rainbows and sunshine. But I do, and that's now normal and naturally okay. It's naturally normal to feel jealous.
And especially when it could be like such a challenge too. It's just like jealousy is everywhere. Like it's just so common.
Yeah, jealousy isn't just relationships. Jealousy can come with someone getting a promotion when you were supposed to get the promotion, or jealousy also comes in like friendships. Like, jealousy is everywhere. It's unavoidable. And you have to just understand it and be okay with the emotion. Don't feel guilty because you're jealous. Accept that it's natural and talk to your partner. And also talk to yourself. That's the most important thing. You have to have a conversation with yourself.
For sure. Jealousy could feel so icky. It just could be so ugh.
Jealousy is also empowering. Like, whenever I feel jealous, I feel this fire inside me, and I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to glorify jealousy, but like, you know.
Sometimes you're just like, excuse me, this is mine.
Exactly. There's a difference between being jealous and territorial. So, do that as you may. I'm not going to get into that topic, though. That's a little bit too much. That's a little bit above my pay grade.
You're there like, maybe someone else can answer that.
Yeah.
So after spending the night immersed in the world of polyamory, one thing has become crystal clear. Love, it's in all forms. It's deeply personal and endlessly complex. Whether it's navigating the challenges of communication, redefining intimacy, or breaking free from societal norms, people in polyamorous relationships prove there's no one-size-fits-all approach to love. And well, and just like how we always say, that's just how the cookie crumbles, at least in the poly way. Where can our viewers find you online, Miss Slayer?
I'm glad you asked. So obviously, my Twitch handle is xMissSlayerx. You can also find me on Blue Sky. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on X. So you can find me on all those platforms. Same username for all of them.